Groupe SEB is the world reference in small domestic appliances. Talking about brands now, so we have close to 30 iconic brands. You will recognize some of them. So we said Lagostina, WMF, Krups, EMSA also. FAST is the name of the project. It stands for Finance Agile Smart Tools. We have a lot of axes, a lot of analytical axes. And so it's difficult to feed it. It's very time consuming. And the executive committee was starting to complain about the rigidity of our processes. As a solution, it appeared to us that implementing an EPM system was the right solution to introduce more flexibility and to answer some of the needs which were not addressed so far. So we chose Board. We will come back to a little more to the process itself. And the idea was to use the power, the strength of Board to create a finance toolbox to help us with the shortcomings of the current management report system. We wanted really to bring value on very limited aspects, but then to have a kind of snowball effect and having more and more tools within this toolkit. The first application was maybe the more complex to handle. The idea was to deliver in Board the 800 SAP BW reports that have been developed over the past 10 years. So of course we didn't want to develop 800 reports in Board. So the idea is more about giving like 8 to 10 environments where you can get the full batch of data that you were using in the past in SAP BW. The second application is to provide a consolidation of the sales forecast of all our subsidiaries. The last application, which is at the heart of what we developed with Board and which makes us very, very happy and it is very promising for the next step, is the strategic orientations. It's our strategic planning process. We'll come back to that. Basically, it's a 5-year plan, P&L, and this is using really I would say, what we consider as the heart of Board, which is about simulation, calculation, and the split and splat function that we really appreciate. And this is giving us a lot of ideas to develop the next applications. Last but not least, we want to see how we go from 1 year operating result to the next year operating result. Now, I suggest that we have a few words on our strategic planning application. We call it strategic orientations. So to do so, I need to briefly present you a simplified organization chart of the group. Now, we are going to initialize the exercise, which is a simulation exercise. The end result will be this 5-year business plan. So it's important to have consistent view of the past to plan the coming 5 years. So the corporate initialize it. If they have specific assumptions regarding the growth of the expenses of the group, they input it. They can also frame the organic growth of the sales. Then it's the SBUs who, given their R&D pipe and the products they are about to launch, give their own view of their sales, of their business across the geographies. And in the end, it's the continents who take the lead and who end up the process. The business benefits. What is interesting with the reprocessed data is you don't look at the past data with the old hierarchies. You are able to apply the current hierarchies to the historical data, and also maybe to anticipate with the future budget hierarchies. You can look at the past year or at the historical data. This is bringing value. We also have quite some autonomy from the finance users. And we are also able to make some prototypes inside the team so that we can generate new app ideas. And also, last thing, but which is very important, is I want to say that the tool very often helps us to structure the processes and also pushes for strategic alignment. So this is it's a side effect, a side value, but it is very important for us.